Eating pie is easy and delicious, but making pie can be much more challenging. Is it supposed to look like this? I think I missed a step. The same is true with pie charts. They are often misused, making it difficult for readers to understand the story behind the data. Some data visualization experts will even tell you to never use pie charts at all. In this video, I'm going to explain why that is by doing 7 pie chart makeovers. You're going to learn how to format and use pie charts properly and when to use a different chart type instead. And yes, I'm going to cover the very controversial 3D pie charts, and I also have a quiz for you at the end of the video on this Excel menu, so hang out for that. And before we begin, it's important to understand what a pie chart is. So a pie chart simply displays the percent of total for each category. In this example here, we're looking at percentage of sales by product, but we'll look at other examples throughout this video. And for the source data of the chart, it's always going to contain a column that calculates that percent of total. As you can see, I have a formula here that's just calculating percent of total, and this column should add up to 100%. So in this first example, we're going to look at this chart here that I found in a magazine. And essentially it was the results of a survey that the magazine ran. And the question was, how long does it take you to decide if you want to see a first date again? And here are the results plotted in a pie chart. Now, the goal of any chart is to tell a story about the data. And of course, this helps the reader gain insights about the data to make decisions and also take actions. So the stories with pie charts really come down to 2 different types of stories. The first one is what I like to call the even split. And I've replotted or recreated this chart here in Excel. And this one's called the even split because essentially the story that it's trying to tell here is that all of the results are about the same. It's really kind of difficult to look at this chart and immediately determine what the winner would be. And so this is one reason that data visualization experts say to avoid pie charts, because it can be difficult to make decisions when you look at this chart unless the decision here is that there really are no results and you really don't know what to do on a first date. Now, if the order here matters to you and the winner matters, then one thing we could do to make over this chart is turn it into a bar chart instead. So here I have the exact same data in a bar chart, and now it's a little easier to see that this bar right here for 30 minutes or less is the winner here, and 5 minutes or less is a close second. So again, if that order there or that rank was important, this is an alternate that you could use. And the other type of story that a pie chart can tell is the clear winner story. In this example here, I've grouped the data. So I've taken all of the categories that are 30 minutes or less and summed those up to get 55%. And then all of the categories that are 1 hour or less, summed those up to get 30%, and then created the pie chart. And as you can see here, this pie chart tells a different story. There's definitely a clear winner here, which makes it easier for the reader to quickly understand this and then take action. And of course, they want to be on their best behavior early on in the date. And you can continue to refine this. So in this example here, I've just removed the don't know category because it really wasn't helpful. And that this now becomes a 65-35 split. This is much easier to see and understand versus this chart over here, which shows the even split. Now, I'm not saying you want to do this in all scenarios. It won't make sense in all scenarios. In this particular case here, we can do this because we're dealing with times with our categories, but you do want to consider the story that the chart is telling in order to enhance it and help make it easier for the reader to make decisions. Another common issue with pie charts is when you have too many slices. In this example here, we have slices for each month out of the year, so 12 slices, and they're all relatively the same size. So this kind of tells the even split story, but it's difficult to read, especially with all of the colors here. Now we'll talk about color later in the video, but one alternative to this is a column chart. So this is the same data here, but as we can see, the months of June, October, and December stick out a bit more. It's just easier to read this and see which are the strongest months in terms of revenue. And if you do have a lot of slices, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't use pie charts at all. In this example here, I'm using the clear winner type pie chart to tell the story that December makes up the majority of sales. So as you can see here, this is a little bit different data set where again, December makes up 79% of the sales, and we can see that here in the pie chart. All of the other slices are kind of irrelevant here. So I don't have labels for those. There's no real detail on those slices. The main story here is that December makes up the majority of sales. So that's the story you're trying to tell. You can use a pie chart in this scenario. Oftentimes with charts, rank does matter. In this example here, we're looking at a pie chart of total revenue by salesperson, and we want to know if Beth or Rosa performed better. And with pie charts, it's very difficult to tell that by the size of the slices if we don't have additional data labels here. And to further that point, I've actually blown up both of those slices. It's a 13 versus 14% comparison and overlapped them. And as you can see, the size isn't much different. So for the reader to be able able to determine that when the slices are next to each other like this is very difficult to do. And so one alternative here is a bar or column chart where again, we can see if these bars are different sizes. The green bar for Rosa is slightly longer than the blue bar here. And even without data labels, we can still make that distinction. And if you're enjoying this training, hit that subscribe button to get notified when we release new videos. Another common misuse for pie charts is panel charts, where you have multiple pie charts here to try and identify trends over time or across different categories. This forces the reader to do a lot of extra work to try and identify those trends. So one possible alternative here is a line chart. Here's the exact same data, but each of the categories is plotted on their own line, and it's much easier to see that product C here is going up over time and products A and B are going down as a percentage of total. It's important to note that pie charts do have one advantage over bar or line charts, and that's that the circular nature allows the reader to immediately know that we're looking at a percentage of total comparison. With bar and line charts that are typically used for trends, we don't necessarily know that all of these bars are going to add up to 100%. That doesn't mean we can't use these, but I do like to note in the title that this is a percentage of total comparison to let the reader know that this is essentially a pie chart alternative. When formatting your pie charts, it's best to avoid the legend. So on this chart here, we have the legend down here, and this just forces the reader to do extra work because if they want to know what makes up this slice here of 21%, their eye has to go travel down here to the west, figure out that blue color represents this slice, do the same for north over here, and so on. So the eye travels across the pie chart several times just to read it. So one thing we can do just to clean this up is to include the legend, or really the category names here, in the data labels. And this is easy to do in Excel. With this chart selected here, I'll just quickly show that. We're going to go to chart elements here. The first thing we're going to do is remove the legend. And then for data labels, we can go here to more options. And over here on the right side, we're just going to add the category name. And then we can also put that on a new line as a separator. And then the label position I use outside in. So these labels are plotted outside of the pie chart here. And that makes it much easier to read. Next, we'll talk about colors and labels. As you can see on this pie chart here, there are a lot of different colors, a lot of labels here. And this is what data visualization experts typically refer to as chart junk. There's a lot of extra stuff here that we don't need to tell the story. As we saw previously in this video, this is that same chart and it tells the clear winner story. So I want to quickly explain how to do this makeover because this is kind of the default style that Excel will produce and you have to take some extra steps to modify this. So the first thing I'm going to do on the chart elements tab here is just remove data labels and the legend. Then I'm going to select the chart here to select all of the slices, go up to the format tab, and for shape fill, we're going to choose a light gray color. And then we'll just select the December slice here, just the large slice. We'll go up to shape fill again here, and we'll choose this blue color. Then we will go to data labels, and we're going to choose more options. And here I'm going to select category name to display that as well as the value. For the separator, we'll choose new line, and we'll choose the label position as center to center the label here. And then we'll just go to the home tab, and we'll change the font. We'll change that to an 11. We'll make that white and also bold it to make it easier to read. And now this again more clearly tells the story versus that previous chart. Now the lessons I'm sharing in this video are all based on mistakes that I've made in the past. So don't feel bad if you've made these mistakes too. Hopefully this training will help you improve your pie charts. But one of the biggest mistakes we can make with pie charts is using 3D exploding pie charts. And to emphasize this point, I have a question for you. Which slice represents the larger data point? Is it slice number 1 or slice number 2? Well, if you said slice number 2, you're actually correct. It represents 15%, where slice number 1 represents 13%. But due to the law of diminishing perspective with 3D drawings, the objects farther away from us will tend to look smaller. And that's the case with this. The slice number 1 is actually 35% larger than slice number 2 based on a rough calculation of the surface area, even though it's the smaller data point. And so data visualization experts will tell you to basically never use 3D charts, especially 3D exploding pie charts. And I absolutely agree with that because they tend to also come with a lot of chart junk that just makes them difficult to read. Now, if you have to use 3D charts, maybe your boss is requesting one, if you're going to use that, I'd say to use a minimal number of slices here. Here I have a clear winner story, which is 2 slices on this chart, and it's much easier to read. I'm not recommending using 3D charts, but if you have to, just keep them simple and easy to read. And I also have this free one-page guide that will help you remember everything you learned in this video. I'll link that up in the description below. All right, so I have a quiz for you. When you insert a pie chart in Excel, and I'll quickly do that by just selecting the data here, insert tab, we're going to choose a 2D pie chart. Once we've inserted that chart, the chart design tab will be selected here, and we have this chart styles menu with 12 different styles. My question for you is, based on what you've learned in this video, which one of these styles is the best. And I have them all here on the quiz sheet where you can see all of the styles in more detail. And if you want to pause the video now and study these and then come back and I'll share my answer. So you might be a bit surprised by my answer here, but I actually like style number 10 the best. And that's because it has both the category name and the value in the data label here. None of the other chart styles have that. They either have the category name separately in the legend, which again can make the chart difficult to read, or they don't have values for data labels at all. So for those reasons, I like number 10 the best, and it aligns with most of the tips I shared here in the video. Now, since it does have this blue background and all the slices are white, you're likely gonna have to take some extra steps to format it, but right out of the box, it will be the easiest for the user to read. In other words, you can think of these styles as store-bought pie, and usually homemade pie is going to taste better. So in conclusion, I think it's absolutely okay to use pie charts. I mean, who wants to live a life without pie, right? You just have to use them in a way that tells a compelling story. In other words, use the right pie for the right season. But I'm curious to know what you think about this controversial topic. Did I miss anything here? Let us know in the comments below.